All right, ladies and gents, I'm back at y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Right. Real quick, let me plug the joint though. Men with game don't chase, they create. The art of influencing women through self mastery and purpose. Again, the art of influencing women through self mastery and purpose. Now, a lot of you might hear guys talking about being on their purpose. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say the art of influencing women through self-mastery and purpose, meaning you are very purposeful with how you live your life as a man. Right? When we talk about self-mastery, manhood is a skill set, right? You're not born a man. Right? You have to learn how to become a man. Right? Yeah, legally you're an adult male. But when we talk about manhood, no, there is a particular way that men behave, that men conduct themselves, whether they're dealing with women or not. But specifically as it relates to women, there is a certain way that men, now there are a bunch of males out here dealing with women, but there's a certain way that men conduct themselves, right? When we talk about self mastery, we're not trying to master ourselves so we can get women, right? We're mastering ourselves so we can have a better quality of life, whether women are a part of that life or not. But as it relates to women, when we talk about self mastery and purpose, as men, right, dudes who have game, we're only dealing with women strictly on our terms. Because here's the thing, if I'm on a daily basis, right, if I'm on a daily basis making a concerted effort to evolve, grow, and mature, and to master myself as a man, and to be very purposeful with how I move through life. Why would I want to deal with a woman who's a disruption to that? Because here's the thing, you cannot control women, you can't control people. The problem with both men and women, because they date with all of these emotions and feelings, they project their feelings onto other people. And then they want people to make alterations to how they move in life based on their feelings and emotions. No, as men, guys, as men, again, you should be purposeful. A lot of you guys who, watch the pre-recorded joints and the live streams, you're not very purposeful as men. Okay, you're all about pussy. Give me a pickup line. How do I approach a group of women? Okay, how about we talk about self mastery and purpose so you never have to ask those questions? See, once you master yourself as a man, you never have to ask, how do I approach a group of women? How do I get a woman from the club or the bar back to my spot? Right? The reason why you're asking those questions is because you've never worked on yourself as a man. You've never tried to master yourself. You're just trying to get better at securing pussy. But when it comes to being a man, you're nowhere near becoming a better man. You want to get better at securing random pussy. That's not how men move, right? Men with game don't chase. Now, when we talk about influence, right? This is what influence means. The power or capacity of causing an effect, right? In indirect or intangible ways to sway, right? The act or power of producing an effect without apparent, right, exertion of force or direct exercise of command. Meaning, you can give women instructions, right? But you don't have your foot on a woman's neck. You know what I'm saying? She still has free will. She still has a choice. But if she wants to deal with you and have access to you, you better make the right choice. So when we talk about influencing, right? Let me give you an example. And I talked about this before. Years ago, right? I think I want to say 35 years old, right? And I met this young babe, and I want to say she was 24. I was 35, she was like 24-ish, right around there, right? And when I met her at a nightclub, right? And at the time, I wasn't really going out like that. Every once in a blue moon, I would step out. And on one of those rare occasions that I found myself in a nightclub, I ran into her, right? Now, we started dealing with each other, having sex and all that. And she realized that Kerry going to nightclubs isn't really his lifestyle. He's way more quiet and reserved than I anticipated, right? He don't be out there like that. Like he might do his thing, but he don't be out there like that, right? And mind you, she's 24, she's still young. She's in that clubbing party type stage in her life, right? So she didn't realize that I was more reserved. However, though, over time, she realized he ain't really moving like that. So what she started doing on her own. Now we're talking about men with game don't chase. They create the art of influencing women through self-mastery and purpose. Right? I'm just doing my thing. Right? As far as I'm concerned, we have a nice little fuck buddy situation going on. I ain't tripping. Right? She wanted more than that. Right? So although she didn't come out and necessarily say that, she started moving on her own accord to try and put herself in position, right? Because she was influenced by this man she was attracted to. She said, I want him, but I don't think he's going to date me or take me seriously as I'm currently moving. So let me switch up how I move so he'll notice. So what she did was, right? She came to me one day and she was like, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't really go out like I used to. And I told her, I said, I really wasn't paying attention, but hey girl, you got to do what you got to do. Right. And what she was trying to tell me was, I'm not a party girl anymore. I don't really move like that. Right. And what she was trying to do was put herself in position to be dated by me seriously. And she was influenced, again, the power or capacity of causing an effect in indirect or intangible ways to sway the active power of producing an effect without apparent exertion of force or direct exercise of command. You hear people all the time talk about apply pressure. I don't have to apply pressure to a woman. I'm just chilling doing me. See, when women see the value in you and they're grateful for the opportunity to bask in that value, right? Women on their own, and in the case where you are providing instructions, they will go about adapting to assimilating, right? I didn't tell this chick to stop going out, but she noticed, hey, this is a man. Like, this is a purposeful man. And again, what did I tell you guys all the time? When women are feeling you, they observe you, they watch you. And while they're watching you, they can almost visualize themselves in a particular role in your life. Oh, I would love for him to date me seriously. I would love to be his woman, right? What women should do instead of requesting that you date them seriously, or instead of trying to verbalize the fact that they want you to do that, no, what they should do is quietly go about the task of adapting. Again, men with game don't chase, they create the art of influencing women through self mastery and purpose. Let me also say this, and I've said this as well. The more attracted a woman is to you sexually, the more influence you have. Again, let me say that again. The more attracted a woman is to you sexually, the more influence you have, the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. The problem with most guys, because they spend time chasing women and trying to get validation from women, you are never in the position where the woman wants you to notice her. And she's going out of her way, right? She's going out of her way to adapt on her own and with verbal instructions, you know what I'm saying, when necessary or if necessary. Again, men with game don't chase, they create. The art of influencing women through self mastery and purpose. Guys, again, the more attracted a woman is to you, the more influence you will have. The problem with guys is you get so caught up in how the women look and you get so caught up in the sex that you're having, or you get so caught up in your desire to have sex, even if you haven't had it yet, that women realize he's more influenced by something as shallow as having sex with me or my beauty. Those women cannot be influenced by you to defer to you. Why would you want a woman to defer to you? Why is that important? Okay, again, deference, humble submission, and respect. Part of you being able to influence women is their willingness to defer to you, to humbly submit and respect your leadership. Respect the fact that this is a man I'm a rock with. Men with game don't chase. They create the art of influencing women through self mastery and purpose. Guys, when you talk about sexual attraction, okay, even when you talk about actually having sex and women enjoying the sex, there's only but so much influence you can have with sex. Sex, even if you're great, right? Even if women love having sex with you and they want to be around you, even if it's just sex, that's a limited way you can influence women, right? You're not gonna guys, you're not really gonna be able to influence women to bring their A game with just your dick or with just sex. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Okay, exceptions aside, women aren't bringing their A game just for dick. So even when we talk about influencing women, right? Because here's the thing: if you want your dating life to be a certain way, you want a certain quality when it comes to the women that you deal with, that has everything to do with your level of influence or lack thereof. Because here's the thing: if you have to negotiate for women to go out with you on dates and shit, or if you have to negotiate with women to have sex with you, meaning you have to give women non sexual time and attention first, you have no influence. I need guys to understand that. The moment a woman starts trying to negotiate with you, or she's hesitant or reluctant to do it your way or to see it as you see it, you have no influence. Again, when we talk about influence, what's influence? And I want guys to think about this, because if you have no influence, guys, you can never date women on your terms. Again, do you have the capacity to affect the character development or behavior of a woman, right? Can you impact that? Can you impact the situation where the woman is moving on one accord with you? Do you have that level of influence? Right? For all you guys, you dealing with women, and the women are always complaining about, what is this? What am I? What are we doing? You don't have any influence. Because if you had influence, the woman would shut the fuck up and she would enjoy the ride and she would be happy that she even gets a ride. Pun intended. And that's the power of influence. When you're dealing with women and all you're giving them is dick, do you have enough influence in those scenarios for women to play their position? Do you? Also, do you have enough influence in those scenarios for women to audition for a role in your life beyond just fuck buddy? So these women are actively going about earning that non sexual time that they covet so much. And that's influence right there. The fact that a woman would audition, that a woman would show that she's worthy of that time that she covets instead of requesting it, or instead of trying to negotiate it with you simply because she's giving you sexual access. See, for a woman to even come at you with that, she believes she has the power of influence. And if the woman believes she has the power of influence, to request things of you simply because you're fucking her or simply because you desire to fuck her, you're going to be the one chasing because you're chasing her validation. You're chasing her yes. And a lot of you guys, that's what you're chasing. You're chasing a woman's yes, I'll go out with you. Yes, I'll call you. Yes, I'll take your number. Yes, I'll come to your house. A lot of you guys, you're chasing the yes, which is why when a woman says maybe, you'll keep going because you're going for a yes. This is why when a woman flakes, you'll offer another date because you're chasing that yes. I want her to say yes. Who's more influenced by who? If you're scared to bring up sex because you think a woman might be offended, who's more influenced by who? Most of you guys, you're influenced by society. You're influenced by wanting women to think positive thoughts about you and then going out of your way to be a people pleaser or to seek acceptance. Who is influenced by who? So if you're influenced by you wanting a woman to think positively of you, at what juncture do you influence her? See, you cannot influence women when you're already influenced by them or being accepted by them or being validated by them. Men with game don't chase, they create. Guys, we cultivate an environment for women to thrive in, for women who actually want to be a part of something, for them to thrive in, for them to want to invest more than just sex because they see the benefits. But they only see the benefit because a man was on a mission of self-mastery and purpose because he saw the benefit in himself. And because he see the benefit in himself, a good number of the women he deal with, they see it too, which is why men with game don't chase. What we will do is charge and replace. Again, men with game don't chase. We charge and replace. Peace.